Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So let's say that you've got yourself a little bit of a collection going on. Starting to flesh it out, starting to build it up, starting to get proud of it. You know, you'll go stand in front of the shelf or your dresser or maybe your bed after you lay all the fragrances on it, and you look at your fragrances and you just think, look at my collection. I have exited the beginner realm and I have entered into the intermediate realm. Well, today, I'm gonna go over with you some fragrances that you could use to potentially help kickstart your collection, you know, just give a little push down that hill. Where does that hill lead to? Devastation, debt, and despair. Oh, wait, no, a sick fragrance collection. That's what I meant. So let's jump into it. Let's check these out, why don't we? Nice little mixture for you guys today. Some niche, some designer, some good stuff. And before we delve into these fragrances like we're looking for the lost city of Atlantis, how about a little code? Gents 8 is the code, GENTS 8. Saves you $8 over a purchase of $100 or more from Joma Shop. They're trying to flesh out their fragrance selection with new scents, and they're trying to like compete with the other discounters out there. So they gave that code to me to give to you guys to spread the word. So there you go, Gents 8, save yourself some money. All right, fragrance time, let's go. We're kicking it off with The One Mysterious Night from Dolce & Gabbana. Now, straight up, any of these exclusive edition The One fragrances could be in this video. So Royal Night, Mysterious Night, Luminous Night, you know, whatever night it is, that's what you want. The One Mysterious Night has even been compared to Xerjoff's More Than Words, which is quite a bit more expensive than this one. Not that this one is cheap though, because it is difficult to find as far as the one lineup is concerned. So Dolce & Gabbana, if you could, make it less exclusive and more just everywhere. That'd be cool, but I know that won't happen. This one is part of the classic trifecta of notes, Illuminati confirmed. It has saffron, oud, and rose. Those three notes you see used all the time together, and it's done really well here with the designer touch, making it more wearable for your normal everyday person, but it still is gonna push your collection forward a little bit. And if you don't have yourself a rose, oud, saffron, now you do, and you have to have that. It's in the rule book. It's in the handbook of fragrance collecting. Must have at least one rose, oud, saffron fragrance. That way, every time you see a fragrance that has those notes in it, you can chime in with your own 2 cents.
Oh yeah, rose oud saffron. I've seen it 20,000 times. And I know, because I own one.
From there, let's kick it on over to Stronger With You Absolutely from Emporio Armani. This is my favorite Stronger With You. I love what they did with the rum in here. It's not too much, so you may be pulling a Jack Sparrow and asking, where's the rum gone? But if you look around, you can smell it. Or I guess it's not looking around, is it? It'll be sniffing around. If you sniff around, you can smell it. Of course, as chestnut, like the other Stronger With You fragrances, you've got vanilla in here. You've got that sweetness, that gourmand kind of feel. A little bit of lavender as well. Great evening fragrance, great cool weather fragrance. Stronger With You absolutely smells fantastic. And I think, at least for me personally, best of the line. But if you're looking for just maximum intensity in terms of performance, then get Intensely, because Intensely is a little stronger than Absolutely. Not that Absolutely is weak. Still has good performance. Hopping on over to some niche with Neo from Xerjoff. I mentioned Xerjoff before, and now I've got one. This is one of my favorite warm weather fragrances ever. As far as citrus goes, in the opening, I think it is top notch. One of my favorites ever. The bottle style has changed since I got this one. This is the older style. Apparently they had issues with these where they would get dinged and basically almost collapse. Like they'd get hit in the corner and the whole corner of the glass would just be like and implode, which is not great when you're paying a lot of money for a high-end fragrance and you accidentally ding it on something and the whole glass busts in your hand and then you're standing there looking like a moron. But on the positive side, if you do have an old school bottle like this, you can pretend to be elitist and say that you had it back in the day, therefore you are superior. I'm just playing, don't do that. It's a total douche move. So this has bergamot, neroli, and green notes. Like I said, the opening is so good here, guys. It smells fantastic. I had to get this after I smelled it. Let's throw out another code. Why not? It's a code video. Gents 10. Save yourself 10% off twistedlily.com, which does carry Neo. I didn't get it from there, but you could or something. Neo is fantastic even for beginners because the notes that are used here, the accords, the ingredients are not difficult to wrap your head around. As always, I have to include this fragrance. It's another rule. I just gotta do it, you know? It's Dior Homme Intense. I love Dior Homme Intense. Iris, ambrette, pear, and cedar are some of the notes in the fragrance. It is the pinnacle of iris fragrances in the designer realm for me. That makeup-y, lipsticky, creamy, sweet, warm iris in here is just absolutely stunning, breathtakingly awesome. This is a fragrance though that some beginners are not gonna like. The way iris is used in here or in Valentino Uomo Intense, Gentleman Eau de Parfum, or the new Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir Parfum, the way that the iris is used is sometimes not smiled upon by people that are just getting into fragrance. But if you, my friend, are kickstarting your fragrance collection, then Dior Homme Intense should be on the short list. From there, a fantastic release from Lalique, White in Black. I've spoken numerous times about this. The bottle is gimmicky, super gimmicky. It's supposed to be a little chalkboard. It comes with a white pencil and you can make doodles on it. You could draw a little Pokemon. You could make a star. You could write a message. I love you. Something like that. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Now I know there's somebody out there that bought this and thought, man, it's genius. The pencil and you can draw on the bottle. Genius. Sorry, guy that thinks that. I don't agree with you. The cap is flimsy. It feels cheap. Not great. It's the Lalique white presentation. If you know that fragrance, that's what this is. So the presentation sucks. The gimmick sucks. The fragrance, good. Cardamom, lavender, and vanilla, along with a bit of cedar in here. It's got a bit of a similarity to Parfums de Marly's Leighton, which I probably don't need to tell you is one of the most hyped men's niche fragrances on the market. So the Lalique is gonna fill that niche in your collection. It's got great wearability, nice quality to it, fantastic evening fragrance, big attention grabber. And from a house that really people don't know that much unless they're into fragrances. Let's go back to a warmer weather scent here. A former hype beast, Hermes Un Jardin sur le Nil. It still smells just as good today as when it was getting hyped heavily. That's nice. Grapefruit, mango, lotus, musk, and iris. Some of the notes in this scent supposed to smell reminiscent of a garden on the Nile. One thing I would worry about if I did have a garden on the Nile would be being eaten by crocodiles. But that is not reflected in the scent, thankfully. It's just, I don't know if you guys have read about it or seen about it, but it seems every time I read something about the Nile, it's about an enormous crocodile that just hunts people or something. But this is a happy fragrance for a happy occasion. It is unisex for sure. Some people would say it leans a little bit feminine, but for me, I think it's right down the middle, unisex. Green, fruity, fresh, clean, amazing scent. From one hype beast from the past to a hype beast of the more recent past, Angel Share by Kilian. Got a similarity to Wajan by Parfums de Marly, but between the two, I think I'd rather have this one. Not that I'd be unhappy with either one, they're both great. This one is sweet, warm, gourmandy. All you have to do is look at the note breakdown and you'll be able to tell that right away without even smelling it. Praline, cognac, because I mean it's Kilian Hennessy, so you gotta throw some booze in there. Vanilla, cinnamon, tonka. Those are some of the main notes in the fragrance. All of those notes, what do they have in common? They're all sweet. Well, I guess you could argue cinnamon potentially may not come across sweet depending on how it's used, but typically how you find it used in fragrances, it does have kind of a sweet scent profile to it. Bang for the buck here is very good. The price is nice for the quality. Presentation looks fantastic. Looks like a little booze glass. Gotta love the cap. It's my favorite part because... Okay, no, that's my least favorite part, actually. Ugh. Let's go to another fragrance that has booze within it. Pasha de Cartier Parfum from Cartier. I forget what the name of the actual piece of the watch is, but it's supposed to look like the piece of the watch that comes out the side and you wind it? Yeah, a Cartier sales associate told me that. And when she turned the bottle to the side and turned the cap, it clicked in my head. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense than what I thought it looked like. So I'll go with what you said. Now, this is a very gentlemanly fragrance, a little bit mature. You have a liquor note in there. I hardly know her. It's boozy, a little bit sweet, but mainly it's going to be focused around the woods. It's resin in there as well, very high quality. As I said, it does come across more mature, so younger guys out there may not go for this unless they're trying to smell more mature than they actually are. And then in that case, rock it, man, go for it. Kind of like a kid in elementary school wearing his dad's cologne. But if you can pull it off, you pull it off. Now, a little bit of a semi-old school love of mine, Yves Saint Laurent, Opium pour Homme. Opium for the ladies, much more popular. All kinds of opium flankers. That stuff is never ending. It's gonna go on until the end of time. But for the guys, opium, not so much. Not so much love there. This has vanilla, tolu balsam, blackcurrant, and star anise. Very different from the fragrances that you're gonna find being made nowadays. Very, very different. It does have a definite throwback feel to it when you smell it. It does smell like a fragrance of its time rather than current day. And yet it still smells absolutely fantastic. I love Opium pour Homme. This is my second bottle of the stuff. It's classy, it's sexy, it's grown up. Like the Cartier, probably won't appeal to younger guys all that much. And in spite of this looking like it would be a horrifically terrible atomizer, looking like kind of a hairspray atomizer from the 90s, it actually functions decently well. Last fragrance time, let's go with a little bit of Hugo Boss bottled Absolute. I like this gray matte finish on the bottle. Looks cool. Apple, plum, cinnamon, olive tree, and sandalwood. Some of the notes in the fragrance. It definitely has that Boss bottled DNA in here. This is not one of those Boss bottled flankers that's trying to reinvent the wheel. It's not trying to get rid of the DNA from the original. It's keeping it pretty faithful to the original. It's a little bit smoother, it's richer, it's more modern, it's not as harsh, it doesn't come across as synthetic as the original Boss bottled. And for me, I'd say Boss bottled Absolute almost, I mean, it's not the exact same, but it almost would step in and take the role of Boss bottled Intense, in the sense that Boss bottled Intense is discontinued and is much more difficult to find now than it used to be, whereas you can still find this one. Now, obviously, Boss bottled Intense smells different than Boss bottled Absolute. Boss bottled Intense took Boss bottled and ramped it up a bit. A lot of people love that one, but this is kind of a long, drawn out, roundabout, rambling way of saying if you were wanting Boss bottled with a little bit of a better push, a little better performance, at least for me, done in a more modern way so it doesn't smell as dated, richer, and with a little more on offer. Check this out. Plus, I don't mind a little bit of plum now and again in a fragrance. I don't see that often. There we go, 10 fragrances to kickstart your collection. Tried to kind of weave in through a bunch of different types and styles of fragrances here, because I'm not saying at all that you should get all 10 of these, but I am saying that one of these should work for you. There's a little something for everybody here. All right, it's gonna do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.